Hello. I hope you're not prone to motion sickness, because the aviation moments we have prepared for you might test your sense of balance. Are you ready for takeoff? Then let's go. Don't blink or you'll miss this jet flying incredibly close to the ground. All you need to know about this pilot's brilliance is that he beat a Ferrari while flying upside down. You can read all you want about the speed of sound, or you can see it for yourself. Believe me, it's better that way. This pilot had to land with a less than perfect trajectory. Luckily, fate was on his side and everyone came out unscathed. If you've been underestimating the power of the turbojet engines of the EJ-22 laptop, wait until you see this takeoff. Well, that narrow path over there is a runway, and that plane is a sudden obstacle that makes it even shorter. Good thing this pilot is a true professional. The captain of this cargo Boeing had only one option: to bring down the plane without the front landing gear, which he accomplished without any casualties and even saved the plane. It's hard to imagine safely landing a perfectly intact plane, let alone with a broken landing gear. This pilot deserves respect. Landing on the belly of a plane is usually the end of a career. Fortunately, this time everyone is okay. These guys asked their pilot friend to do a cool flyover, but they didn't expect him to take the request so seriously. See that pilot? He's a genius. Technically, he's flying, driving, and swimming at the same time. Mind-blowing, isn't it? I can't be sure, but it seems these pilots are debating you have the right of way. You have probably already realized that flying is not only exciting, but it can also be very expensive. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to do stunts at dizzying speeds? Well, you're in luck. Get a view from the cockpit by subscribing and watching more of our videos. A helicopter like this can weigh less than 500 kilograms, so its pilot should avoid windy days. Unfortunately, it didn't even cross his mind, and at least he's okay. Did you know that planes can literally trip when landing? No? Well, watch this. Luckily, no one was hurt. Do you want to know how much it costs to repair two planes? Ask this ground staff member. He will never forget that figure. How much more money do airlines have to spend on repairs before someone designs a more resilient landing terminal? We may never know, but we do know that all the passengers on this flight are fine. This plane is so light that its propeller can climb almost as fast as the F-22. Imagine the balance a helicopter pilot needs to safely drop off professional climbers at the top of a canyon. By the way, any idea why they're up there? Tell us in the comments. If you've ever wondered how many professional athletes it takes to move a private jet, the answer is 5. As for how many years of training they've needed, you'll have to guess. Well, look, someone has stolen a helicopter without knowing how to fly it. Just kidding. It's a movie set and there's a professional at the controls. Every time this pilot performs a maneuver, the hearts of the spectators on the terrace race. Don't believe me? See for yourselves. Is there a man with the level of mastery needed to fly as smoothly upside down as right side up? Whatever it is, this pilot has it. Sometimes emergency landings don't go as well as they could, and although this plane won't fly again, the important thing is that the pilot is okay. If there's a more creative way to start an airplane engine, This guy will find it. Watching this helicopter pilot fly so low over the supercars, we can assume his confidence is at its peak. Or maybe he just has excellent insurance. Now it's time for a little adrenaline rush, courtesy of this pilot in his 30s. Precision is crucial in air shows, but these pilots take it to the next level. A pilot's job is super stressful, and not just because of complicated landings. But don't worry, planes are built to withstand lightning strikes. Have you seen seaplanes land on water? But did you know there are amphibious helicopters that can do it too? I bet this is the best footage of a tail slide you've ever seen. And it's clear that this pilot has spent years perfecting it. If you thought these kinds of chases only happened in GTA, let me introduce you to LA. Didn't you know that wizards could fly planes? Who, without a Hogwarts graduate, could land a plane with only one functioning wheel on its landing gear? Some fire are too much for regular firefighters, but aviation is up to the challenge. Do you know what they use to put it out? Let us know in the comments. Aerial stunts may seem difficult from the ground, but this cockpit view shows just how challenging they really are. And even though this guy is a professional, you can tell he's working hard. Starting an airplane engine with a Jeep is easy, but only true professionals can do it with their own hands. Don't try this at home. By the way, I think this guy is already accepting apprentices. This passenger plane struggles against a strong headwind to land, but it seems it will need to avoid the first attempt. True piloting is not about never making mistakes, but about handling things when they don't go as planned. If you've been looking for the most satisfying helicopter landing in history, congratulations, you found it. Now you know what happens if your car gets in the way of a propeller plane. The only thing left to figure out is, what do you tell the insurance company? Say hello to Martin Mars, one of the largest flying boats ever built, powered by 4 2,500 horsepower engines each. This is how excessive speed can affect an airplane's landing gear. It's not every day you land a medical helicopter in the middle of a road. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss moments like this again. This may look like a robot uprising, but don't worry, it's just a pre-flight systems check. This is the type of load that the Super Stallion, one of the largest helicopters in the world, can handle. You probably didn't know that high voltage line repairs involve the use of ladders. And I bet you also didn't know that they are delivered by helicopter. Meet Ericsson Air Crane and its pilot, who will amaze you with his skill in balancing this enormous machine while lifting an antenna to great heights. Notice the level of control this pilot has over his helicopter. If you have a helicopter, you better call a crane. That's why your traffic controllers can't afford to make a mistake. Fortunately, this time everything went well. You know what happens here, and that means you know what's coming next. Quick helicopter stalks are something you won't want to miss, believe me. Have you ever wondered how airplanes are cleaned? Give this video a like if you thought it was a cleaning team with a mop. Using a helicopter in your neighborhood is a sure way to make enemies. Want to enjoy the best views of an air show? Head to the mountains, where you will be at flight level. All the details of your favorite plane. If piloting seems like the pinnacle of aviation to you, think about the geniuses of maintenance and repairs. Do you think flying a plane means being able to land on a short runway? Well, true professionals go a step further and also know how to park in tight spaces. Did you know that the aviation world has its own version of a convertible? The German S2 Striker folds its wings to save space on the runway. Someone tell this pilot that helicopters should land vertically, not while moving, preferably without breaking the landing gear. So the second engine on planes is for situations like this. Trees are supposed to fall after being cut down, not when your helicopter buddy shows up. When you try to impress the crowd, but end up surprising yourself. Luckily, no one was hurt. Soldiers no longer have to guess when a Black Hawk helicopter is coming for them. Its powerful blades make it obvious. I'm sure you've never seen a fighter jet posing for a photo shoot. Am I right? Imagine you're floating on a boat when suddenly you find yourself being chased by a Chinook. I think you'd be as scared as the person who recorded this video. Guess what? The pilot just wants to have a race. Sometimes aviation is the only way to deliver cargo to hard-to-reach places, even if the cargo is you and the place is a submarine. Have you ever heard the phrase "as fast as it flies"? Just imagine the time it must have taken the engineers to come up with this ship plane. When your best friend is a pilot, working as a tractor driver suddenly becomes much more distressing. There aren't enough fingers on your hands to count all the aviation-related jobs. He's so skilled that he can balance the controls without even touching them. Sometimes it's possible to regret choosing the window seat. No, the engineers didn't invent an anti-gravity engine for this helicopter. What you see is just an illusion caused by a perfect synchronization between the camera's frame rate and the rotation of the blades. Don't be surprised if you see this at the airport. This is an airline that celebrates the delivery of a new aircraft to its fleet with a water salute. This is how firefighters cool off after battling forest fires. It turns out that not even being rich guarantees you the best seats at a baseball game. And this video is the proof. Do you think your city has bad traffic? See how the transport of this plane paralyzed an entire city. The Osprey is unlike any other aircraft, as it is capable of both tilting its rotors and folding its wings. This H-20 is one of the most recognizable attack aircraft in American aviation, and its performance in air shows wouldn't be complete without pyrotechnics. A low pass at the speed of sound is deafening and undeniably impressive. If you're lucky, you might see a show like this outside of an air show. But if it blocks your sunbathing spot, you won't be so lucky. Becoming a commercial pilot is not just about learning to fly, but also about handling winds that are not always on your side. The spectators attended this air show to see planes, but they encountered what looked like a rocket. Did it turn out to be an MiG-17 fighter? Airplanes passing through the fog should be considered a form of art, don't you think? When it comes to firefighting, nothing beats the CL-415 water bomber, which can scoop 6,137 liters of water in just 12 seconds. The F-Phantom is so legendary that the Turkish Air Forces organized an exhibition to celebrate its 50 years of service. Today you've seen many things, but not a passenger plane diving. Guess what the biggest enemy of this model of the Ox is? That's right, crosswinds. A helicopter like this is worth millions, so imagine what a mechanic feels when they see something like this during their shift. Someone had the imagination to design and the guts to build this heavy lift helicopter. And what if it's incredibly efficient? Who needs a landing gear or an engine when it can replace both? How does this thing land? Tell us if you know. The design of the Beast Spirit was so ahead of its time in the 1950s that it still looks futuristic in 2024. The next time you choose a window seat, think twice, because you might end up seeing this. Good thing the plane landed without any issues. It's no secret that air shows with smoke effects look cooler, but just watching what these pilots do is jaw-dropping, even without smoke. While acrobatic teams from around the world continue to compete to outdo each other, we'll just sit back and enjoy their incredible performances. Imagine your flight leaves in half an hour, but the airplane door is locked from the inside. Does it seem like a problem, right? Not for this ingenious pilot. Do you think this F-22 Raptor can't get any cooler? Watch how it creates a rainbow in mid-flight. A bad day is not just having to make an emergency landing on a highway, but then getting a ticket for it. Someone get Dominic Toretto off this plane. He's drifting again. I could watch the cockpit footage of these firefighting planes forever. This is everything you need to know about the cost of a Boeing 747. A scratch is enough for this bus driver to work for free for a year. That moment when you realize your flight is definitely going to last less than what it said on the ticket. You know what's happening here, so enjoy how ridiculous it looks. Wait, did he just steal a pole with a transformer? When a restaurant has a helipad, customers not only enjoy good food and views. I don't know how much they pay for fumigating, but this pilot seems to be enjoying it too much. Pilot was like, wait, I landed at the wrong airport. This video deserves a spot in the collection of the most creative uses of helicopters. And if it's watering a field. The tool is so versatile that it can take off from a dirt strip like a single-engine crop duster, except it weighs 70 tons. If you see something like that, make sure you don't get caught in the slipstream. Before starting to film, how to get off a ship in the middle of the ocean without stopping. Watch this. Haters will say this video is a mirror, but keep watching. If there's a wildfire nearby, remember that your pool is not the best place to relax. If it's a plane, not your submarine. And yes, the brakes failed, which forced it to skim a nearby lake. Fortunately, no one was hurt. It's never pleasant to see smoke coming from the wheels after landing, but thanks to the quick response of the airport firefighters, we'll never know what could have happened. And that's it. While you take off your parachute, tell us which of today's tips impressed you the most. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to see more videos. Till next time.